the British government will never allow Nigeria to be divided. Now, there are many instances. We saw, for example, Sunday Igboho, the Yoruba nation agitator, who was given letter. He gave the British letter that Yoruba people are finally tired of Nigeria. Yoruba want to leave this country completely. But you saw the British government told him, go back to Nigeria and make peace with other tribes. Britain will never allow Nigeria to get divided. You saw Ipob condemning the British government for their silence, complicity in the illegal rendition of Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya to Nigeria under Muhammadu Buhari. Ipob lambasted the British government for keeping silence while their own citizen is in detention in Nigeria. And you even saw Nigerians telling the British government, assuming Nnamdi Kanu was from Iran, even Saudi Arabia, they will come and rescue him. But the British have kept quiet. Don't forget, the British have told Nigerians that they will never allow this country to be divided. Now it's been said that the British are complicit in the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu, and it will not be released until the Britain allow Nnamdi Kanu to be released. But if you are watching for the first time, kindly subscribe to this YouTube channel, on notifications, drop your comments, click the like button, and also share this video. Like and share if you are watching, and also drop your comments. Biafran evangelists, let's look at the possible angle. Is the British to be blamed for the illegal rendition of Nnamdi Kanu, and do they have the power to tell Nigeria to release him?
My beloved brother, I remember my humble self, Benjamin Johnson, aka the Biafran evangelist. So far, so good. To start from the beginning. Sunday we will make a very huge mistake by submitting a letter of Oduduwa, removing themselves from Nigeria, because Yorubas has never, from the onset, wanted to free themselves from Nigeria, because it will be obvious that you are the one ruling, and the same person that is ruling, the same person is saying he wants to leave Nigeria. Does it make sense? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't sound normal. Tinubu is a Yoruba man, and after the Fulani is Yoruba, after Fulani is Yoruba. So how then are you now, on what ground are you now standing to say that you want to exit from Nigeria? It doesn't make sense. You see why they asked him to go back. But as for the case of Nnamdi Kanu, regard to the Igbo, the Easterners, we have from the onset telling the British, and which the British know vividly well, that we are not one. Neither are we willing to partner with Nigeria, because we cannot concur with a country that does not have a name. Because Nigeria is not a name, because it has no meaning. What is the meaning of Nigeria? The meaning of Nigeria, like I've said this thing before in this very platform, that the name of Nigeria means a name of pet, and that pet is no other pet than dog, because Nigeria have no meaning. Can you tell me the meaning of Nigeria in Yoruba? Explain it to me. Can you tell? Because in Igbo it doesn't have meaning. I don't know whether it have meaning in Fulani, but as for me, it doesn't have meaning in Igbo, and it doesn't have meaning in Yoruba. It doesn't have meaning in Efik, in Out.
Now, it's been said that the British government will not allow the release of Nnamdi Kanu because they have a stake in this country. The Britain may not want to allow Nnamdi Kanu's release because they don't want Nigeria to be divided. What is your take about that?
Yeah, the British cannot, it will not be from their opinion not to divide Nigeria. There's a difference between dividing Nigeria and somebody want to quit. You know, the British came with their indirect rule, with the Wayo Mago to join some ethnic group together without seeking their consent. So which one now want to leave? It doesn't mean that Nigeria will divide. We are not looking to divide Nigeria. what we are looking at is to exit from Nigeria because Nigeria is not working. So the British have used Nigeria, they have seen Nigeria as their firm, as a company, as one of their firm in the axis of Africa. So that is why you see them doing what they are doing, going the way they are going. See, that is their own way of reasoning based on what Nnamdi Kanu and the Biafrans Ojukwu is fighting for. Now listen and listen good. That is to tell you that they themselves did not even meant well for Nigeria. Because if they do, before the Civil War in Abuja Accord, the things in Abuja Accord that is well agreed and signed, they should have allowed it to stand. But then they said no, that if that should stand, they will not have the access to root and to rob Nigeria the way they are robbing Nigeria currently. What am I pointing at? Do you know that as it stands now, they are eating our 75% of our resources and of our economy? I mean the British. And being a citizen of the British, and being an Igbo man, they don't want to fight for the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu. And that is the mistake that Nnamdi Kanu has ever made in his life. For making himself or allowing himself to, becoming a citizen of the British is the worst mistake of his life. Someone like me, the last thing, I hate them. And that will be the last thing I will do, to go asylum, even if they give me, as they did the other time. I will never go asylum to Britain. I'd rather go asylum to Iraq. It's better for me than going to asylum in a country like the British, who has never for one day been sincere to themselves, who has never for one day, come out and stand to defend their citizens, who are so much with the mentality of tribalism. How do I mean? And even the Nnamdi Kanu is a British person per se. Are you trying to tell me they are not going to come for him? But because he's not a British man, and secondly being a Biafran man, don't you see how they keep silent over his case? All this while, of which according to the section 135, section 5 of Nigerian Constitution, gave them the permission, or the international law gave the British the permission to fight for the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu. Even when the Mr. President has refused to free him, even when the Attorney General of the Federation has refused to seek for his freedom. So they are the third party who is supposed to seek for the freedom of their citizens. But so far so good. Nnamdi Kanu is an Igbo man, not a British man. Though he held their passport, but they did not recognize him. That is what you see. It means. And that is why they have not come out to say anything or to do anything in regard of his freedom. They will not allow Nigeria to divide. They are not dividing Nigeria. Igbos are not dividing Nigeria. Biafra is not dividing Nigeria. We are only fighting to free ourselves from hooliganism, which the Fulanis has placed upon Nigeria with the support of the British, the criminals. The criminality you are talking about here in Nigeria was introduced to us by the British, because they are the major criminals in Africa. Which today, we are fighting to free ourselves from hooliganism of the British.
Now, do you think that the Igbos can ever forgive the British? Because it means that the British are the problem with Igbos, because the Igbos have yet to come over what happened in the Civil War. Do you think that the Igbos will ever forgive the British over what they did, as well as the Biafran Civil War, and for giving power to the North?
Igbos has already powered and overcome the Civil War. But at the same time, we are not going to forgive the British just like that, neither go on and cope because of what happened in the Civil War, because it was the British that came to kill my brothers, to kill my family. It was the British, not even Nigeria per se, not even the Fulanis per se. Not even the outside person, not even Nigeria, but the British. Do you understand? So you cannot just expect us to raise it like that. It's in our memory and we continue to remember. You understand? We continue to remember it. And whenever Biafran war, civil war is made mention of, we always remember how the British has come, what they did to us. You understand? So when it comes to overcoming, we have overcome in many ways, in other way around. We have overcome, you can see the development and everything. But the issue is this, the insecurity that Nigeria should work on. And at the same time, in our own place, we are going to fight this. And that is why we are telling you now, we know what to do if we go, and we are ready to go, whether the British support or not. See, before the Scotland, the Irish, the Republic of Ireland, the Iceland, and many of them, they were under the colony of the British, and which the British never wanted them to go. Until a day came, they have no choice than to let them go. And they have to go. One day, Biafra will go. One day, Biafra will exit Nigeria. One day, we'll be on our own. Then, the British, yes, because one day that little child will grow and reach that hand, he will collect it. Or when the hand they start to pay him, he will carry that hand down, and the child will collect what belongs to him. And that is what regard to the case of Biafra. One day we regain our freedom and we're free. Nigeria will continue, but Biafra will leave Nigeria.
Peter Obi's presidency, is it enough to stop Biafra now?
Peter Obi is not a Peter Obi, to be sincere and to be frank with you. Peter Obi is a Nigeria. Peter Obi is not Biafra. Has Peter Obi ever fight for Biafra? No. Has he ever stand to defend Biafra? No. So Peter Obi is on his own, and Biafra is on their own. So we don't have business with Obi. So if the Nigeria like, or the British like, or the Cabal like, let them give Obi presidency. It will not stop, neither can it silence Biafra. Now, you agree with me that the Nigerian judiciary is facing serious sanction from the United States of America, as I speak to you. And as I speak to you again, that the Legrigo, what is it called, from Brazil, have faced a serious sanction, one of the judge in Brazil, regard to this. And Finnish government too is facing a sanction again from Russia and from Norway, because of what? This their way, mismanagement of fundamental persons' rights in regard to Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa in Finnish government. So far so good. As I speak to you, Nnamdi Kanu, because the heat that Nigeria is getting, Omotosho will tell you, the kind of heat that Nigeria is getting because of this violation of Nnamdi Kanu rights is not here. So Nnamdi Kanu will definitely regain his freedom. And he regaining his freedom, in other hand, is coming to regain Biafra from Nigeria. While Nigeria will continue their coexistence with the Yoruba, with the Oduduwa, because so far so good, is it, who is in power that you are submitting a letter of Oduduwa nation? No be a Yoruba man there in power. After Fulani come up for power, no be Yoruba man there. So what are you trying to say? You want to come up for waiting? If you want to, was it not the part of what Ojukwu there go on? Go and declare Oduduwa nation, so that I will declare Biafra, which what is it called? Awolowo, yes, which Awolowo refuse because of selfish interest. After all, now that is why Yorubas are saying they are the one gaining. Igbos are not gaining. After Fulani, Yoruba goes there. So why is this submitting a letter? So it's of no use.
But now we must look at this possible angle here. The UK is against further division of this country. Like they told Sunday, go back home and make your country work.
But they did not tell us like that.
The question is, What do you think the Igbo should do to convince the UK of fighting for the case of Nnamdi Kanu? Because he's a UK citizen and is supposed not to stay in that place for a long time. Somebody said that assuming Nnamdi Kanu to be a white British man, there is no way they will allow Buhari's government to kidnap him.
Yes, my brother, there is something I want to say, and I will always have something to say. See, this UK of a thing that you people are talking about, Igbos don't need to beg the UK. We are not owing them any apology. They are the ones that will later, at the end of their life, they will come to apologize to Biafrans for the evil perpetrating they have perpetrated in Igbo land, using Nigeria to achieve. The other, that was this year now, that they cut to some of them, you know, dropping hands for the Fulanis in Igbo land's bush. And with a passport, to UK passport. Was it not UK? So don't worry. We don't need to beg UK for our freedom. Because UK never seek for our concept to join, to merge us together. We'll give them the concept of being together. We don't want to be together. They did not seek our concept. We don't need them for us to be free. We must be free, whether UK like it or not. We don't have business with UK. To hell with the UK. To hell with their parliament. They have shown us the record by not paying attention, by not attending to the case of Nnamdi Kanu. And I'm using this opportunity to say who to the Igbos, the Biafran that believe that UK have any help to them, or that they are running, those that are seeking for visa. You look a country that you will seek for a visa, it now become a UK, a useless country. We don't need them. Nnamdi Kanu, the passport of UK is going to, you have already tore it. You understand? UK is not worthy of being a citizen of their country. They are not worthy of having somebody like Nnamdi Kanu as their citizen. They should be happy that somebody like Nnamdi Kanu look finish the country want to claim to be a citizen. It can't be useless UK. They should even appreciate Nnamdi Kanu for claiming UK as his country, as his place.
Now, let's look at this other possible.
I should be grateful to Nnamdi Kanu.
During the Civil War, it's been said that the UK government supported the Nigerian government alongside some other major countries. What is so special about Nigeria that the colonialists refuse to remove their hand from our nation?
Good. It's a good question. The thing that is so special here is this. UK is regretting of giving Nigeria partial independence. And why they are regretting, and that is why they are not happy with the Biafrans, because the people that demanded for the freedom of Nigeria were the Biafrans. And why they impartially gave this independence was as a result of unknown to them that even this oil will keep flowing up to this very moment. Because had they been there, no, they will not give Nigeria independence, this partial independence, to this very date. And they want to give the independence. They signed a document with the fools. I call them fools because they are Fulanis. So they signed an agreement with them. And that is what is playing today, sucking 60 to 65% of Nigerian oil. There was a time in this country that a ship, they call it a huge, about how many kilometers of the container, it's only them that know what the kilometer of it, the worth of the kg, that they suck. A vessel shock from Nigerian ports here, heading without the concept of the government, without any distance from Niger Delta, is heading to Europe. You remember, which they later trace it based on information that they got, and they say they recover, which I am not sure if truly they recover, which at the end of the day, we now realize that some military personnel are involved in that vessel as at that time. You remember? So the UK is getting a lot in Nigeria. That's why they use a schemic statement to call one Nigeria, to place it upon Nigeria to continue sucking them and scamming them. One Nigeria. You understand? Sucking our oil, our resources indirectly up to this very moment. You see why they will not allow Nigeria to divide. But on this note, I am not telling UK to divide Nigeria. Neither am I telling Nigeria to divide. But what I am saying here is very, very straightforward. And that is what Nnamdi Kanu is asking of. It's very, very clean and plain. And what is that? Biafra, Igbos, go. Nigeria should continue. After all, Nigeria is Yoruba and the Fulanis. I will let them continue. Igbos should want to go. So we are not dividing Nigeria. There is a difference between dividing a country and being separating yourself from the country. It's two different things. So Igbos want to separate themselves from the criminal terrorist nation called Nigeria. Are you getting it? So let Nigeria continue their own way. We, Biafrans, want to do what? Separate ourselves, and that is what we are fighting for.
Now, but we saw Dave Umahi, who said that the president is ready to negotiate the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Dave Umahi said that in July. Are you not thinking that the pressure to release Nnamdi Kanu is now getting hotter?
Yeah, the pressure is mounting on Nigeria seriously. And let me tell you, to be frank, very soon, Bola Ahmed Tinubu may be likely be picked by United States of America. This current government, they may likely end up picking Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And not only that, the pressure they are mounting on Nigeria is much because Nigeria is going against the right of Nnamdi Kanu. And many nations have faced, lawyers have faced American sanction. So you see why like Nnamdi Kanu may likely, you see this year is coming out because the pressure is much. He did not commit any offense. Why are you violating his fundamental rights when people that committed offense are working freely? So why should they be the one paying for the crime of others? You understand? That is the marginalization we are talking about. So we need to go. We need to go. In a marriage whereby it's not working, it's not compulsory that you stay together. So you separate to live and to see each other progress, so that you will not know your mistakes, so that you will not repeat it again if opportunity is given. The negotiation you are talking about, Nnamdi Kanu case, is not under negotiation. It cannot be negotiated by government because that negotiation politically that you are talking about, you people are looking at the angle, is that they will use the word of a presidential pardon, which will permit another government to come up and still arrest him again. No, let the court. We don't want negotiation. What we want is the court order. Let them drag it in the court. It's in the court already. The trial is already there. According to the law, let the law have its way. Structurally, because Nnamdi Kanu have already completely defeated Nigeria structurally according to the law. You understand? So let the law have its way and let Nnamdi Kanu gain his freedom through the court of law in Nigeria.
But this said that many Igbo governors, or many Igbo leaders are against the release of Nnamdi Kanu.
My brother, why is it that every time you people will be talking Igbo leaders?
That's what they said.
Igbo leaders? Is it the incarnate Fulanis that are governors? You are telling me they are not leaders. We know our leaders. The dollar before now. Dollar was nothing before Naira before. But to today, where is Naira and where is dollar? Are they the same? Because of these people that have come, that have been mismanaging the resources of this country in the name of they are the one they are born to rule. A total stranger. What about the criminalizing politicians that is going on in Nigeria? We, the Biafrans, want to exist so that we can have a nation whereby corruption will not be the order of the day. Are you hearing me? So we want to build a nation. We want to have a nation called Biafra. You see why we want to separate ourselves? Because if you stole our money or you steal our money, in Biafra you will pay for it. Have you ever asked why China is standing and they are standing on the truth? Because in the constitution of China, you dare not do what? Steal their money, steal their resources. Be he who, whether indigenous or non-indigenous, whether you are a stranger, a foreigner, or indigenous, if you steal their money, you pay for it. And that is why the China is moving and they are doing well. Can you use the population of China to compare the population of Nigeria? But why is it that every day Nigeria economy, everything about Nigeria, just the dabaru every day? Why? You know, maybe see every day, and you want somebody like us to remain in a country that don't have future. But this said a country that don't have a vision, a country that don't know where they are going to, they don't know their left and right. Is that the country you want the Biafrans to remain with? But whereby we have vision, whereby we know where we are going to, whereby we have plan, whereby there is something we are seeing in the front which Nigeria can never see. So we want to build a nation whereby corruption will not be the order of the day.
But this said that this government is trying to bring back the unity of this country, and the Igbos does not have right to live under a Tinubu administration, which is working hard to make sure that Nigeria remains one and indivisible. What do you have to say about that?
See, my beloved brother, no matter what Nigeria is doing, the fact has been fast checked that the Igbos on their own has made up their mind never to remain and to continue. No matter what Bola Ahmed Tinubu like, let him do. Yeah. But we still stand on our ground. If Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Nigeria are talking of one Nigeria, why should Fulani still working freely? And Nnamdi Kanu is in DSS facing trial. Why should Igbo be working freely? And Nnamdi Kanu and many of my brothers, my families are in detention of Nigeria. And you're telling me one stupid one Nigeria. But God, in fact, I don't want to, because the way I'm going now with this is getting me angry, getting me provoked. My beloved brother, I must tell you the honest truth. Whether Bola Ahmed Tinubu like it or not, Nigeria can never stop Biafra, and Nigeria cannot with your Biafran vision, dream. It cannot stop us from where we are heading to, because we want to build a nation whereby when you come back, you will, in fact, it will hungry you. Listen and listen good. Somebody was telling me that in Africa, Nigeria is the one paying. Nigeria is the one selling the cheapest fuel in Africa. I said, and somebody was like, "Yes, it is true." I said, "Shut up your mouth! Do you know what you are saying?" The same government, how much that come now? How much did they meet the price of fuel when they before they come to the power? Now that you are telling me Nigeria, we are the one that own the oil. And let me tell you, you say that Nigeria is not the only one that own oil. The Morocco you are mentioning, do you know that Moroccans doesn't eat leftover food? Hello? They don't eat leftover food. That is to tell you the impartation of that oil, the resources in their country, the role is playing. And to tell you the kind of government that they are running, how their government is having a policy that that benefit the citizens. No matter the price of the distance, everything balanced in their table. But how is that those things balancing, your policy balancing things in the table of every Nigerians today? So what are we saying? My brother, Biafrans are prepared to go, and we must go. And we are going. Nigeria cannot stop us. We are going because, one, we want to have a nation to start with. Number two, we want to have a credible leaders, the people that can represent the world, the people that can have a good credentials, the people that that have a good heart, the people that when they speak, the whole world pay attention to them, not the criminal ones that are in Nigeria today. You want to keep us together in Nigeria, so that when do you know that in Nigeria today, before the world, Nigeria is zero.
Nigeria is zero?
Yes.
A nation that is missing as a giant of Africa.
A stupid giant of Africa. Can they speak where Ibrahim Traore is speaking? Mention Nigeria that can speak when Captain Ibrahim Traore is speaking today in the world. Mention. If not the likeness of Nnamdi Kanu that is a Biafra. Mention Nigeria. Mention Nigerian politician. As he speak now, do you know that the Nigerian judiciary is facing Trump anger? As we speak now, do you know that now seeing Nigeria as a terrorist nation and as the most corrupt country in the world? Is that reputation good? we want to change the name that Nigeria have tagged to most of our people in the name of them being involved in Nigerian politics, in Nigerian system of governance. We want to have a nation, a new nation, whereby Donald Trump will be gladly seek for visa. Can Donald Trump seek for visa to Nigeria? No! Ordinary South Africa cannot seek visa to Nigeria. Now, so we want to build a nation whereby people like Putin, people like Ibrahim Traore will be looking for, people like Benjamin Netanyahu will be seeking visa to